Let me tell you about the exact moment that changed two lives forever. And what happens in the middle of this story will absolutely shock you. Because what I'm about to share isn't just another high school romance that fizzles out. This is the story of John Paul Baker and Jet Thompson. And I guarantee by the end, you'll believe in destiny all over again. August 26th, 2021. Crowded hallways, hundreds of students rushing past each other, backpacks colliding, schedules clutched in sweaty hands. It's the first day of school, and somewhere in that beautiful chaos, two souls are about to meet. But here's what nobody could have predicted. This wasn't just a casual encounter. This was the beginning of something so powerful, so rare, that even now, years later, it defies everything people think they know about young love. John Paul Baker walked into his sophomore year that morning, thinking he had everything figured out. He wasn't the scared freshman anymore. He knew where the bathrooms were, which teachers were cool, which lunch line moved fastest. Just another normal day, right? But in the next few minutes, everything he thought he knew about his future was about to get completely shattered. That's when he saw her. Jet Thompson was navigating her very first day as a freshman, and the moment John Paul's eyes landed on her, something shifted in the universe. There was something magnetic about her presence, this radiant energy that seemed to pull everything into sharp focus, the way she carried herself with grace despite the chaos surrounding her, that genuine smile that could light up the darkest room. And John Paul felt it deep in his chest. That moment when your heart knows something your brain hasn't caught up to yet. Their first conversation wasn't some dramatic movie scene with slow motion and romantic music. It was real, beautifully authentic. Maybe they talked about finding the right classroom or joked about how the cafeteria food looked questionable, but underneath those ordinary words, something extraordinary was happening, a connection so undeniable that neither of them could ignore it. From that exact day, August 26, 2021, a date now burned into both their memories, they started building something incredible. What began as friendship quickly evolved into something deeper. They became inseparable, walking between classes together, sharing dreams during lunch breaks, spending hours on the phone every night, talking about everything and nothing, until their parents practically had to disconnect the Wi-Fi. Their relationship bloomed with that pure, intense energy that only young love knows. John Paul discovered that Jet had this unique way of seeing the world that opened his eyes to possibilities he'd never considered before. She brought out the best in him, encouraged his wildest dreams, made him want to be better every single day. And here's the powerful part. She wasn't trying to change him. She just saw who he really was underneath all the teenage insecurity and loved that person completely. But here's where their story could have ended, like countless others. Dating in high school when you're at different grade levels comes with serious challenges that most couples can't survive. John Paul was a sophomore trying to find his place, and Jet was a freshman with her entire high school journey stretching ahead. Those differences could have easily torn them apart. Most people expected it to, but they understood something most young couples miss. What mattered wasn't their grade levels or what other people thought. What mattered was how they felt when they were together, how they could talk for hours without running out of things to say. As months melted into years, they faced every challenge high school could throw at relationships. The drama that feels like the end of the world when you're 17. Family pressures pulling them in different directions. Academic stress keeping them up until 3 in the morning. Friend groups constantly shifting and gossiping. There were moments when things got genuinely rough, when misunderstandings threatened to destroy everything they'd built together. And here's where it gets really interesting, because what happened next separated them from every other high school couple. Some people doubted them. Friends whispered they were too young to be so serious. Family members suggested they should keep their options open, experience more before settling down. The pressure was intense, constant, suffocating at times. There were nights when it would have been easier to just walk away, to give in to the doubt. But through every obstacle, they learned something crucial that takes most couples decades to figure out. Communication is absolutely everything. They made an unbreakable commitment to talk through their problems with raw honesty, to share their deepest feelings even when vulnerability felt terrifying, to never let issues fester in dangerous silence. Was this easy for two teenagers still figuring out who they were? Absolutely not. But they worked at it relentlessly, day by day, building trust brick by brick. They discovered the transformative power of small gestures. John Paul learned that remembering Jet's favorite candy bar and surprising her with it after a brutal exam meant infinitely more than any expensive gift. She showed him how a simple good morning text could transform an entire day from ordinary to magical. They celebrated every little victory together, acing a test, winning a game, surviving a brutal week. These seemingly small moments became the unshakable foundation of something extraordinary. But wait until you hear about the one rule that changed everything for them. They made a sacred promise: never go to bed angry with each other. This commitment meant late-night phone calls at 2 in the morning to work through disagreements. It meant staying up well past any reasonable bedtime to make absolutely sure they understood each other's perspectives completely. It meant swallowing their teenage pride, admitting when they were wrong, and prioritizing their relationship over their egos. It wasn't comfortable or easy, but it kept them emotionally connected and growing stronger even during their darkest moments. Now here's where their story reaches a crucial turning point. Jet is just 2 months away from graduation. The bright-eyed freshman girl who completely captured John Paul's heart on that chaotic first day is about to walk across that stage with her diploma in hand. Meanwhile, John Paul is navigating college life, experiencing tremendous growth and changes, but his heart remains exactly where it's always been, completely devoted to her. This transition has tested their relationship in ways that destroy most couples their age. The shift from seeing each other every single day to carefully coordinating schedules across different campuses requires a level of commitment and maturity that most people twice their age don't possess. The distance could have broken them. The new experiences, new people, new pressures could have driven them apart like it does to so many others. But something incredible happened instead. They proved something powerful. When you have something real, something worth fighting for with everything you have, you do whatever it takes to protect it. They didn't just survive this transition, they thrived through it. Every challenge made them stronger. Every obstacle they overcame together deepened their bond in ways neither expected. Jet has become so much more than just John Paul's girlfriend. She's his absolute best friend, his trusted partner in this wild journey of growing up and figuring out what life is really about. She knows all his quirks, his deepest fears, his biggest dreams, and loves him completely anyway. She celebrates his victories with pure joy and provides unwavering support through his failures. She makes even the most mundane days feel absolutely special simply by being part of them. And here's what gives me chills. John Paul knows with absolute certainty that someday soon he's going to put a ring on that finger. He can already see it perfectly. The way her eyes will light up with surprise and overwhelming joy, that radiant smile spreading across her beautiful face, that magical moment when they officially promise to spend their entire lives together, building a future filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. This isn't wishful thinking or young infatuation. This is a man who has found his soulmate and knows without a shadow of doubt she's the one. What they have transcends typical young love that people expect to crumble under pressure. This is the real deal, the kind of love that grows stronger with each passing day, each challenge overcome together, each milestone celebrated side by side. John Paul's wisdom, gained through years of loving Jet with everything he has, offers invaluable advice for anyone seeking lasting love. Communicate everything, every single day, without exception. Don't let assumptions fill the spaces where honest words should be. Celebrate the small things that make each other happy because they're often far more important than grand gestures. And never go to bed angry. Work through problems as a united team, talk them out honestly, and always choose your relationship over your pride. Love stories like theirs prove fairy tale romance isn't just in movies. It's real, it's happening right now, and it's worth fighting for. Sometimes it finds you on the very first day of high school and changes your entire life in the most beautiful way imaginable. If this story touched your heart, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Smash that like button, share this with someone who needs hope, and become a member for exclusive content. Subscribe now.